Hello and welcome to Coaching Think Talk. I am Life Coach Shaun Joya from Life Coach Philippines, and this is Coaching for Inspired Fidelity. And this coaching conversation are for people who wants to have a meaningful conversations. And my mission is to be able to empower men to be mentally fit so that they can stay inspired to live a more meaningful and fulfilling life. And thank you for joining me live today. And please leave your digital footprints by letting us know where you are presently located as of this very moment. Please do tag your friends and circulate this video, and help more people, more individuals who might be in need of what I will be sharing to you this session. If you are watching this on a replay, maraming salamat. Comment in there hashtag replay. If you are watching is this right now and even on a replay, comment in there. Give a shout out to the people who are whom you know, who you've talked with, that may be someone who is in need of what I will be sharing to you tonight. Give them some inspiring message. It's a Thursday afternoon, so it's a latter part of the week, and most often than not, what happens, right? We can get exhausted, we can get tired, we can get a lot of different things happen during the week where we have back-to-back meetings, we have things that we need to send, things we need to do, and that is something that would just help the individual to strengthen them up or lighten them up. I am streaming via FB page of Life Coach Philippines and YouTube channel Coach AI-Connect. If you're new to the platform, please like, follow, and subscribe to the channel. All right. If this is the first time you're joining me, if this is the first time you're seeing me, if this is the first time we're meeting each other, I'm a professional certified co-actively co-create life coach, and I'm also a certified mental health coach. I've been married for 19 years. We have two children. They're teenagers now, 19 years old and 16 years old. My wife, you might have watched her here at Life Coach Philippines. She's Life Coach Tin De Hoya. She's doing also her episode every Monday at 4 p.m. for coaching for relationship. So if you're looking for support, you're looking for help with your relationship with your spouse, relationship with your children, then she can help you in that journey. One of the things that is special about me, or not a lot of people knows, is I am not normal. I have mental challenges. I have adjustment disorder, which causes depressive mood and anxiety. And sometimes it can be difficult for me to balance my emotions. I have the emotional dysregulation. I tend to feel negative emotions on a maximum level. Can be extremes at both, right? Times it can cause problematic behavior and also some suicidal thoughts. So these are the things that I've been helping other people as well in the journey, and which I help individuals in this coaching segment that I have every Thursday at 4 p.m. to help you out, especially the men out there, helping the men out there to really just start expressing, start talking about the things that not a lot of men would be able to talk about, and start healing, start recovering, start, being free from all of these thoughts that we have, because it can lead to making bad decisions in the future, making decisions that we feel guilty about, we feel, doubtful about ourselves in the future. And that is something that I want to help every man out there, that we need to stand up and really start helping individuals, helping our children, helping our spouse to become better. And that's what I do here in this session. It's just really helping you out with your career, with your relationship, and understanding the kind of lifestyle that you want to create. Maybe you're someone who is thinking of quitting the corporate world but doesn't have that courage yet on how to finally dive into what you want to do. Let me know. Let me help you with that. I quit the corporate world 2 years ago. I rested for 2 years, and it was a powerful journey. It's a mind changing journey, and it's a life changing journey that simplified my life. And I understood what life is. I understood how simple life can be if we start just removing all of the nuisance and just focusing on you, because you are the most important person in any room whatsoever. If you go through meetings, you are the most important person in the room. All right. So today I'm going to talk about managing madness, the 3 tips to keep yourself sane at work. If you are sometimes feel angry. Sometimes you feel like you're gonna get mad at work. This is the space for you. I'm gonna teach you 3 tips so that you can start utilizing that so that you can be better at managing the madness and keep yourself sane at work, because sometimes our work can be so crazy, right? It can be so taxing, it can be so frustrating that we're not able to really have that experience that we're looking for. And I'm going to teach you how you can, what are the things that you can do to start making the shift. This is not an overnight thing, takes time, but I tell you, when you're able to master all of these 3 tips, you will do well. You will do well. All right. So before I begin, let me just acknowledge everyone who's watching. Master Coach Jasmine, marami pong salamat. Coach Tin, of course, my better half is there, and Coach Rizal, congratulations uh, to your guesting last night at the new channel. Yan, si Coach Rizal. Madaming pinamigay yan na mga gifts worth 90,000 pesos, if I remember correctly. All right? So, let me share to you a story. Back in August, I went back to the corporate world to do the same job as I was doing before. So, for most of my corporate career, I focus my expertise in workforce management. So for those of you who has worked in the call center industry and the BPO industry, workforce management is an art and science of putting the right people at the right place at the right time, doing the right things. So that's what we do. We do forecasting, we do planning, we do scheduling, and we do real time management. So that's the end to end operation. We also do financial management, to making sure that the budget that we've used in, as far as manpower is concerned, is commensurate to the output that we have, and also the revenue that we've seen in there is also commensurate to what we've forecasted. So these are the things that we manage on, making sure that we're able to ensure that the business is earning as they were planned to do. And what workforce for me, I remember back then, is those people, if you know people who continuously, and I know it changed today, right, because of the pandemic, but they are the people who walks the floor, have a walkie talkies on their hand, goes to agents, goes to the supervisor, to the managers, talk to them, and what have you. Those are the workforce management team. And one of the things that I've learned, especially in the BPO industry, in the call center industry, as most often than not, people are required, and it's not a talked about, it's not a talk about topic, but people work more than 9 hours in the workplace. And this is not unusual for other industries, right? For other industries, you see other people who works more than 9 hours, work more than 12 hours, 14 hours, 16 hours. I remember working 24 hours. I think it was 2 instances when I was still an analyst back then. I needed to work on that because one of the analysts that should have been replacing me because of my end of shift had personal issues, have different issues, what have you. So it was twice that I needed to extend myself for us to be able to cover the operation. Now that is good if you're only gonna do that for a short amount of time, maybe once, twice a week, thrice a week, maybe you could stretch that. But imagine doing that every single day. That is not a good thing. It's gonna be a challenge for you to be able to sustain the energy that you need for you to do that. So going back, August I started, and I knew when I started back in the corporate world, it's gonna be a 3 to 6 months transition. The third month, 6 month, those are everything. Everything is transition. Need to know how the processes is. You need to know the culture of the company. You need to know the nature of the company. You need to create a relationship. You need to understand processes, procedures. Not to mention that you need to understand the projects, their contracts, what we call SOWs, and so on. So these are the things that you need to navigate toward the landscape for you to be able to make sense of everything. And if you are someone who've experienced moving to another company, or maybe you got promoted, multiple times already, when you're put into this role, your new environment, it can be overwhelming, right? There's just a lot of things that you want to learn, and you are someone who's inspired, who's motivated, who has the energy to want to learn everything because you want to be able to fix 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We want to improve processes and so on. And what happens is you tend to put so much time. because you want to fast track it. So the more time that you invest on the work that you do, the faster it is for you that you can learn. Long hours, not to mention you donating your day off, not to mention, giving away your vacations without complaining. These are the things that done and we've experienced. And this works from the pyramid down, right? From senior leadership, from the executive group, going down to the directors, to the senior managers, for the managers, supervisors, and so on and so forth. And this is a if you see that something that's happening, that's a good reflection of the culture of the company. And people have different reasons why they do it. People have different reasons why they would long hours. People would have reasons why they would work on the weekend. People would have reasons why they still work on vacation. And sometimes these are not the things that are being taken a look at. It can be because there's an economic incentive, the reason why they stay longer hours at work. Maybe it's a corporate culture. Maybe it's something that, especially in today's time where everyone's working at home currently, people can get too stuck in the work that they have, because of a lot of different reasons. And not to mention the technology that we have, right? Zoom, Teams. It's easy for us to just open our laptop, open our phone, click a button, and call someone, or maybe someone would call you. So the technology is giving that opportunity for us to just be on one click away, or just a button away for you to start working. And the reality is, what happens is we're just reacting, and we are reacting, and I'm just keeping you honest here. We're just reacting to the forces around us. The forces around us that is beyond our control. Like, we don't have control over, the time, the work that's coming in, because that work will continuously come in. Now, I always remind my people that, hey, work will never stop. Even if you work 12 hours, 24 hours for the next 5 days in there, you are going to see something that you need to do. And that is the reality, because if there's no work to be done, then you don't have work. No one will pay you for that. So that is the reality. Now, if you take a look at the psychology of it, the inner drivers we have, and the reasons why we work long hours, revolve around, you know reflect on this. Maybe it's a person's ambition. Maybe for men it's the machismo. Maybe it's greed. Maybe it's anxiety. Maybe it's guilt. Maybe it's enjoyment. Maybe it's pride. Or maybe it's a short term reward that they're looking for. Or maybe for other person, they want to be able to prove something that they matter, or to prove something that the things that they do matter. And some of these things that I've shared to you might be good for some, might be bad for some. It really depends on the person's perspective. And I've also experienced in which I question other people, why they do work long hours for the long amount of time. And as I grew in wisdom, and as I grew in knowledge, as I continue to study, I realized that different people have different motivation of them doing what they do. And it's not pointing out that what they're doing is wrong or right. There's no such thing as wrong or right, for me anyway. For me, wrong is something that if you're hurting other people, their feelings already, for me, that is wrong. But if you're doing something because you feel it's something that you want to do, even though for the other person it's not good for them, then that's okay. And some people would find working long hours less stressful. Have you ever experienced a moment in which you were working 14 hours, 16 hours, 18 hours, or 24 hours, that it's not stressful, it's joyful, because you're able to help other people, you're able to support other people, you're able to help the business grow, you're able to navigate through the challenges, and you're able to be successful. It gives them confidence, and it gives them full control. Some people, however, when they work long hours, it's just so taxing, so grueling. Like, they're dragging themselves out of the bed. Even just the mere fact that it's gonna be Sunday, because tomorrow is a Monday, they dread it. It's taxing for them, and for those people who are now in the workforce that requires their job role to play, a great deal of interpersonal communication, making judgment calls, reading other people's faces or listening to what they're saying, and managing our own emotional reactions is something, if you think about it, everyone needs to learn this. This is already a requirement for everyone. This is not just a leadership requirement. Everyone needs to learn how to communicate, know how to make the right decisions, be able to observe other people in the tone of voice and the way that they look, and also managing your own reactions towards what they're saying, because that is what human being is all about. And that risk is added to the impact of our mental well-being or overall well-being, because as we continue to work long hours, it affects the way that we perform. And there's a research done by Erin Reed from Boston University Questrom School of Business, and I'll just read through it, right? And they shared that managers could not tell the difference between employees who actually are working 80 hours a week to those who are pretending to work 80 hours a week. And it is said that people actually accomplish less when they overwork. And when I was reading this, researching it, I was really reflecting on it, that I was reflecting the time in which I gave so much of my time at work. I was really motivated back then. My main goal back then was to get promoted every 2 to 3 years. That is it, and I put all of my time, my energy in there. I you know created business cases for me to be able to move up. Some of it I got promoted, some of it I needed to open that door for me to get that role. And that is something that overworking kills productivity. Overworking accomplishes you accomplish less rather than you accomplish more. And that, you may think about it, isn't that weird? I mean, you're putting in time, but you're accomplishing less while working more. But the reality is, we can't focus our attention, and especially these days, right, towards the work that we do. We can get exhausted. And another research found that overwork and the resulting stress associated to it leads to all sorts of health problems. Maybe when you were starting, you were motivated, right? You were so inspired, you have that energy in there, and you put all of the time, the ideas that you have, trying to figure out, doing your due diligence to take a look at processes, procedures, toolkits, what have you, and putting in the effort in there. Then suddenly, the next day, you're still hopeful, but there's a somewhat decline on their energy. Then the third day, what you wanted to do didn't work. What you planned didn't work. Then second week, third week, a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, so on and so forth. And you start to begin to doubt and ask yourself, did I make the right decision? And as you progress, you would experience that your sleep, maybe you sleep 9 hours, 7 hours, suddenly it decreases to 6 hours, 5 hours. Thank you, Lira. Buen dia. Maraming salamat for joining in YouTube. Thank you for joining. If you can share this video to other people, do share it with other people. Let's bless more people in the digital space. Coach Rizal, maraming salamat. Who else? Oh, Coach Candy. Thank you, thank you. Here are the health problems. If you're experiencing this already, and I'm not exempted with this is something that's affecting us already. If you're working more than 9 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. Impaired sleep. Impaired sleep means that you sleep less hours, or maybe you sleep 7 hours, but you feel when you wake up, it's like you didn't sleep. You feel groggy. You feel like you're so tired. You don't want to get up. You'd rather just stay in bed, but you can't stay in bed because we need to work. Number two, depression comes in. That is a health problem, that you feel just a negative feeling, negative thought. Of course, you don't say to other people, "Hey, I'm depressed. I'm depressed." No, that's for me. That's not really depression. For me, depression is someone who feels that they just don't want to get up. Sometimes they don't. They just want to be out of this world. That is what depression is. I experienced that as well. Heavy drinking. I've experienced this before, where I cannot sleep, so I just drink and consume myself with a lot of alcohol so I can sleep there. Diabetes also is one of the leading cause health problems. Why? You tend to eat fatty foods, sweet foods, cake, soft drinks. I remember the time in which I was drinking this energy drink, color red, every single day, and eventually it will make you feel palpitate, like your eyes would go up and down, up and down, up and down. So that's an experience. Impaired memory also affects if you continue to overwork, which results to the stress and heart disease. Now, on a company level, what I'm sharing to you is a personal level, right? That affects you personally. If you're gonna take a look at the company level, if you are a business leader, if you own a company, or maybe you're planned to have a business, you'll see that when people continue to work long hours, 9 hours, 9 hours is okay, 10 hours, 11 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours, you will see an increase in absenteeism. I've seen that. Like every time we're asking people to go overtime for a month, 2 months, 3 months, you will see that the absenteeism would increase. It will increase from 5%, it will increase to 7%, 10%, 12%, up until such time that, hey, you're gonna start asking, is the overtime requirement that you're doing commensurate to the results that you're getting? So that is one. Number two, the company will feel turnover rising. So we call this attrition. So people would start thinking about, hey, is this really worth my time? Is the time that I invest here really worth it? Is the money that I'm getting from the overtime, from the extra work, is worth it? Or for those of you who is in a leadership role who doesn't get paid, like I don't get paid for extra hours, is it worth the investment that I put in? Because it also affects the health insurance cost of the company, because you would need to satisfy more of the healthcare needs of the individual. And isn't it ironic, because we're asking people to stay healthy at work, we have this program to make them healthy, but there's also the flip side of having this healthcare insurance to support them when they're sick. So kind of, you know need to figure out how you can navigate through that, because at the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned anyway, we shouldn't be planning for people to get sick. We should be preventing them from being sick. But that is where we are at right now. So imagine working 14 to 6 hours every single day, just having, less than 6 hours of sleep. I tried that. Tried experimenting. And that is a recipe for disaster. However, however, there are some people who's called, maybe you've heard this, the sleepless elite. I know one. I know one person who is part of the sleepless elite, and they sleep less hours without performance dropping. And I was so amazed with this person, I tell you. So amazing. And only about 1 to 3% are in that population. And five out of the 100 of the 1 to 3% are actually doing it. So imagine that, just 5 of the 100 of the 1 to 3%. So the 1% of the 1% of 1%. And if you want to know more about who that person is, message me. Message us here at Life Coach Philippines. We'll tell you who that person is. And I tell you that it's a woman, and I'm practicing that as well. I'm figuring out, experimenting on how I can do that, because I want to be able to do something. I want to do something that's life changing, and it will take a lot of time. And time is something that every one of us has 24 hours in it. So how can you maximize time? So I'm learning from this person. So if you want to know more about who that person is, message Coach Rizal. She'll tell you. Okay. So when we work too hard, we lose sight of the bigger picture, because we tend to zoom in and just focus on, hey, I need to complete 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 checklist, right? It was suggested that as we burn out, we have a greater tendency to get lost in the woods. So imagine navigating through a terrain. When you start, you feel rested, you feel okay, everything's well, you've well fed, and eventually, as you walk, you get tired, right? And you continue on, you don't stop, don't drink, don't eat food, don't, breathe, you don't work out. All of these things that would allow you to be mentally fit, so you can stay healthy, you don't do. It can lead people, when people are overworking, it can lead people to working on tasks, and pardon my language, I call this working on tasks that stupidly meaningless. You know that you shouldn't be doing that in the first place. You should be doing something else that's meaningful, but you're doing something that's monotonous. You're doing something that's redundant. It always every single day you're just doing it, which you tend to ask yourself, is this really what I wanted? And in the 19th century, during the Industrial Revolution, there was an experiment done on a factory, which the experiment is what they wanted to do is to minimize the number of work hours a day from 10 hours to 8 hours. And what happened is when they were doing the experiment, they actually saw an increase in the output when they reduced the work hours. And the other side of it, the expensive mistakes that happened during the factory and the accidents decreased. And later, at a later time on this century, it was repeated with knowledge workers like us, typical us, right? Found the same result. So imagine that less putting in less time for the people to do things would result in better output rather than having them work long hours. So obviously we can't change the culture and the people overnight, right? If they're doing all of the things that they're doing right now, working more than 10 hours, we can't do anything about this. And but the beautiful thing about it, if you're learning and watching right now, is you have an idea that whatever you do, if you put in 10 hours, 15 hours, 20 hours in there, it's not gonna give you the production, the efficiency, the effectiveness compared to just you working 8 hours, fully focused in there. The better we are educated, the better we understand how this is affecting us, the better that we can avoid chronic overwork and burnout. And this is what we're doing here at Coaching Think Talk. What we're doing is we're helping individuals take a look at their current situation, have a deeper understanding of how they're currently making decisions. Because the more that we know, and I've learned this, been in life coaching for 3 years now, more than 3 years, I've learned that all of the decisions that I make, I was just reacting to the environment. And we can start changing that. Rather than reacting to the environment, allowing the environment to tell us what we need to do, we can take that driver's seat, get that steering wheel, as you see in the back of me, get a steering wheel and start driving that and moving towards the kind of experiences and the kind of relationship that we have. It is possible. It is possible. Their help is available. What you only need to do is just say yes and move. I'll help you out in here. So, what are the 3 tips that you can use, start practicing to keep yourself sane at work? This one has worked for me. As I've said, I started back working in the corporate world last August. Been 3 months now since I've been a workforce consultant for one of the biggest projects in there, and I'm supporting these 3 things. I tell you, this will change your life. You just need to experiment on this, and if you need help, let us know. We'll be happy to support you. All right, 3 tips for you to be sane at work. Number one, I've been sharing this a while ago. 10,000 experiment rule. Practice the 10,000 experiment rule. 10,000 experiment rule is whatever you wanted to do, whatever result you want to have, whatever outcome you want to have. Just continue to experiment. Do not stop. You know, there are people who might fear or might doubt their capabilities. They might say that, hey, I've been doing this for the longest time already. I don't want to change because I don't want to drop the ball. I don't want other people to say that I'm not doing my part well and so on and so forth. I tell you that's limiting. That's limiting. And you can do more. You know that. Now, people may not tell you, but you know it in your heart, in your mind, that you can do more. And the mere fact that you're telling yourself in private, maybe, means that it's true. And there are some people that would rather not use to get out of the box because they don't want they just want to focus towards whatever was working before. Unfortunately, if you continue to do that, you're gonna do the same thing over and over again. And I tell you, if you do the same thing over and over again every single day, that's gonna cause you burnout. It's gonna cause you dissatisfaction. It's gonna cause you, because you're not allowing yourself to innovate. And we are all innovators. We are all entrepreneurs. And the mere fact that you're helping the company, working for the company, you're creating something in there and helping the company grow. So we are entrepreneurs, and just in a different form. And the 10,000 experiment rule would allow you to continuously grow, to continuously learn, so that you can make your job more fun and more enjoyable. It's possible. It's not one shot deal that, hey, today it's going to be enjoyable, fun. No. But I tell you, if you are in a space in which experiment is something that's encouraged, experiment is something that allow you to be curious and explore opportunities, it will find ways for you to synergize the old ways of you doing it and the new ways that you have an idea, you have an innovative way, and you synergize the old and the new. And I tell you, you're gonna get something emergent out of there. Same goes with conversations, not just the work that you do. Conversations, when you experiment, I tell you, it will be life changing. Number two, tip: practice. Start practicing. And this is powerful, I tell you. Day one mental model. Day one is take a break from your need to be perfect. Like every day, nah, template needs to be perfect. This report needs to be perfect. This conversation needs to be perfect. This presentation material needs to be perfect. You can park that. You know, some people would, just continue on and experimenting every single day and trying new ways for them to continuously be motivated, because as we continue to put in the perfectionism mentality, it tends to put us in a state of, again, dissatisfaction, because we feel we're not progressing. But if you're continue going to think about day one, that this is a day one. This is the time in which I was hired. This is the time when I was promoted, when I am full of energy, when I was full of enthusiasm, when I was full of motivation, that I can do all of the necessary tasks that I need to do. I can make the change. I can continue to do the 10,000 work hour rule. And that, I tell you, would make the difference, because you know that tomorrow is another day one that would allow you to explore the horizon, explore opportunities, and take a look at what else can you do better. And why is it day one? Because day two leads to dissatisfaction. Because when you see the result in day two and what you did in day one, you would start doubting yourself. You would start, telling words that's not helping you. So just continue to remind yourself, this is day one. This is an opportunity for me to be better. This is an opportunity for me to make the change. That's it, number two. And last but not the least, if you are someone who feels overwhelmed, like there's a lot of different things that's happening in there, I feel overwhelmed, I feel like the world is going to crumble down, use this breakthrough knowledge mental model. Breakthrough knowledge, if you're just recently promoted, or maybe you were transferred to another department, or maybe you got hired by a company, you can get a feeling of overwhelmed. I tell you, I've experienced that. 3 months, a lot of different things. Like this company is so big and so well known that you just have a lot of different things that you need to understand. And breakthrough knowledge reminds you that I don't have to master everything today. I just need one breakthrough knowledge that would allow me to realize that, hey, I didn't know that before. I know that now. And eventually, when you keep on doing that, you keep on doing that, you'll master it. One of the biggest challenge of individuals when they get promoted, if they're an analyst, then they get promoted to a leadership role, is they forget to move to the leadership role. The role, the job, or the work that they're doing is still the analyst role. It's a challenge for them to transition. That's why they put on a lot of their things in their plate, a lot of the things in their plate, and you know it can get so overwhelming that they can no longer fathom or understand what's happening. They get tired, exhausted, they get sick, they go on sick leave, di ba? Wala pa nga 6 months, mag-sick leave na or nagka-leave na agad. That is what's happening. This mental models allows you to reduce the pressures on your mind, and that's what we're teaching you here. I'm teaching you here to reduce that pressure in your mind, because the more pressured your mind is, the less it is for you to act intentionally. And plus, it's not going to help you with your health. Master Coach Jasmine just, gave a very good statement in there. Mistakes are not failure. It's a new learning. And that is what, breakthrough knowledge, the day one mental model, and the 10,000 experiment rule would help you out. So those are the three that I tell you, if you master it, it will be a life changing experience. And if that is something that you want to learn, just message us here. We'd be happy to talk to you about it so that you can understand how this. We've been learning this for the last 7 months, and I tell you it's a powerful thing. And I'm sharing that to you because I want to help you. I want to be able to help you get out of that feeling in which you feel you're not moving forward. You know that you're doing a lot of different things. Like, people trust you, people believe in you, but deep in your heart, you know that there's something missing in there, and I cannot explain. And those three, I tell you, would jumpstart you. And if you're ready for you to make that significant change, just let us know. At the end of the day, what motivates us to do what we do is deeply seated to our psychological needs. If you know the Maslow hierarchy of needs, maybe you've researched this, maybe in high school, maybe you've learned this from someone else. If you identify the pyramid, there are each layers that we need to satisfy. The basic need for, food, water, warm, pest, safety needs. We have belongingness, the love and need. We have self-esteem needs, and we have self-actualization need. And whatever your motivation is for you to continuously be working long hours, or maybe your motivation to start reducing less hours of work, excuse me, it's best for you to start understanding and learning where are you at in that hierarchy. Because the more that you know where you're at, the better you are as responding, which allows you to take care of your well-being. Because you cannot give what you don't have. It starts with you first. Take care of yourself, and the rest, yourself will take care of the rest. So maybe you're in a stage right now in which you're finding ways to understand more how you're feeling, how you're processing things, how your relationship is, how your conversation is happening, and why is it that people respond to that, to those kinds of situations, why you respond as such. And you want to help these people, but of course there are some question marks in there that's not allowing you to help yourself. I want to invite you to take advantage, and I tell you, this coaching program is just life changing. It's called the Silver Lining Coaching Program. And this program will allow you to finally identify the goals that keeps you inspired and motivated. Imagine having a list of those. And whatever happens, you're going to continue to move that. And you can plan intentionally on the actions that we need to do, that you don't need to react to certain people, certain situation. You would identify the obstacles that's hindering you from moving forward. You would identify what would be the reasons why your success is being sabotaged, and act and create a plans for you to be able to handle that in an efficient and effective way. Plus, what you will get is a list of all of the things that brings you joy, spark, hope of becoming a better person than before. If that is something you're looking for and you're interested, let me know. Let's have a conversation. You can message me at 0917-569-4200. That's 0917-569-4200. Or you message us here at Life Coach Philippines, and, Coach Rizal or the community managers who's handling Life Coach Philippines would be just able to route you in and help you out. All right? Remember that action makes progress. If you want to live a more meaningful and fulfilling life, the first step is to, hey, raise your hands, seek help. Help is available. We're here to help you. And the next step will help you out. All right? So as I end this conversation, let me invite you to be part of what we are doing as a organization of professional certified life coaches. If you are not yet to be a smart holder of the Be Learning e-card and you're still missing on perks that we are enjoying, I am enjoying, today is the best time for you to take action. Please connect with Coach Rizal through 0917-586-1661 to join the Be Learning Society. This is what I was telling you, the three tips that I give you that those are all mental models, and this is where we I am learning those mental models. The Be Learning Society is the tent maker of the Be Learning Homes for mental fitness. And what you will get if you take advantage of this, and I tell you, this is so cheap. This is so cheap. I tell you, you're gonna enjoy this. Enjoy 5% food and beverage discount at Decaf Coffee Republic. You get the full access to the Mental Model Masterclass by Master Coach A, which is happening every fifth Saturday of the month. But this month, because it's the season of giving, it's gonna be on the fourth Saturday of the month, which is this coming Saturday. Plus, you get a benefit of a 90-minute free coaching session from senior coaches from Life Coach Philippines. So save the date, Saturday, 7 p.m., the Reinvention Mental Model Masterclass. So imagine how you can start utilizing the old ways and the new ways and doing something so powerful in there. And you don't need to throw away your ideas. You don't need to throw away your thoughts. You don't need to throw away anything. You just need to have the necessary skills, knowledge, so you can put things together. Save the date, December 18th at 7 p.m. for our next Mental Model Masterclass by Master Coach A. Please connect with Coach Giselle to 0917-586-1661 for more information. Right? Also, if you are someone who has been thinking, or even just a simple thought, who want to intend of becoming a certified life coach, maybe that came into mind, come and join us. Master Coach A is now offering Co-Actively Co-Create Life Coach Certification Program. This is a CPD credited course with sporty CPD units, and CPD is all about learning new things or refreshing your knowledge by doing new things. That is what makes this life coaching certification program the perfect track for continuing professional development. And life coaching is the 21st century learning experience that is empowering professionals to enhance their skills in multiple domains and thereby increasing their relevance in an increasing complex workplace. What you will get out of this is you will get a 21-day live an online or web-based learning, a 3-day live coaching bootcamp with Master Coach A, and also a 3-day live business bootcamp with senior coaching team. So if you want to monetize this profession, you can. We can help you. The program package also comes with many other bonuses. So please connect with Coach Rosel to 0917-586-1661 to discover opportunities waiting for you in this profession. All right. Maraming salamat for joining me this afternoon. I hope you're able to learn some nuggets in here. If you learn something, share that with other people. 90% retention. If you teach what you learn, you retain 90%. So, sayang yung 90%. Get that 90% back. Share some learnings, share some comments in there, share it to them. Have them, enjoy what you're learning right now. Do join us again for another coaching conversation tomorrow. It's going to be coaching for Uncaged Life with Coach Glacy at 10 a.m. and coaching for mental fitness with Coach Candy at 4 p.m. All right. Once again, this is Life Coach Shaun De Hoya from Life Coach Philippines for Coaching Think Talk. Coaches like us think and talk like this. And if you want to be part of what we're doing, changing lives, changing the future for our children, come on. Join us. Happy to help you. Happy to partner with you. Happy to co-create with you and help you make the change that you want to see. Maraming salamat. Thank you very much. This is Coaching Think Talk. Thank you. This is us in the Philippines. La bam boom, la bam boom, la bam boom. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. See you again soon.